Good evening. Good evening. Thank all y'all for being here today. Today is April the 5th, 2022. Our thought for today is always end the day with a positive thought. No matter how hard today was, tomorrow is full of possibilities. That's anonymous. I'll go ahead and officially call this board meeting to order tonight, guys. I'm going to ask tonight if Commissioner Mason, if you would lead us in our pledge, and in our invocation, and Commissioner Sanders, if you would lead us in our pledge.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Let us all bow our heads in prayer. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for bringing us back to this space one more time. We thank you for all that you've done for our county and all that you are about to do. We know that you're a God that sits high, but we know that you're looking low. And as we move forward in doing the business of Newton County, God, we ask that you give clarity. We ask that you give sound mind. We ask that we will move forward in unity to really be able to help uplift and undergird and really help take this community to the next level, and that it will be all that you've desired for it to be. We even ask that you look down upon every board member. We ask that you would move on their behalf. God, give them the things that they need to make the best decisions for our community. And we even ask right now that you even look down upon every single citizen. You would bless them in a special way and continue to elevate us and move us in the direction that you would have us to go. We'll be forever grateful and thankful. We give you all the kingdom, honor, and the glory. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you guys for that. Greatly appreciate that. We do have one addition to the agenda tonight. That would be 21A. We need to get an update on the Salvation Army, the ARPA funds. 21A. Ask Patrick to give us an update concerning that tonight. With those changes, I seek a motion that we approve the agenda, please.
So moved.
It's been motioned by Commissioner Mason and second by Commissioner Edwards. Any discussion? All in favor? Pass 5-0. Thank you so much. Next on the agenda is citizens' comments. This is an opportunity that we allow citizens to make comments about agenda topics only. Agenda topics only. You have 3 minutes to do so. If you would, please come and state your name, your address for the record, please. Agenda topics only. You may comment this time. Agenda topics only. Thank you. Next, we have the chairman's report today. I am excited to have with us tonight two special guests. Guys, if you would please come on up. We have Mr. Asher Dozier from the Economic Development Office, and we have Dr. Holston from Georgia Piedmont Technical College. Thank you so much for being here tonight.
Hey, thank you for having us, Chairman. I'm excited to be here tonight. I just want to give you an update on the upcoming Regional Job Fair. It's going to be next week on April the 12th. It's going to be from 10 to 3 out at the Bob Williams campus of Georgia Piedmont Technical College. As you know, this is one of our biggest events every year. It's one of our biggest workforce development events. Year-round, we're doing recruitment for industry, but really workforce development and economic development starts at this ground level. If we're bringing great industries here, but our residents aren't getting those jobs, then we're not going to have the increase in residential income, which follows with increase in commercial investment and then follows with more industrial development. And that's the kind of cycle, but it all starts with those incomes being housed here in the county, and that starts with our residents having the jobs. So we're committed to that. We hope you encourage your constituents to come out and join us, especially any who are unemployed or underemployed. We partner with Georgia Piedmont to host the event. They also provide training through the event. We'll have a resume workshop for anybody who needs resume help. We'll have blazers. Goodwill provides blazers. So if anybody comes who needs a sport jacket for an interview, we have those there. This year, we're really worried about the cost of gas. And, you know, it's record high, right? It's crazy. And we don't want that to be a barrier to prevent somebody who needs a job from coming. So we've actually partnered with Georgia Power and with Verizon Wireless to sponsor gas cards. So there's a limited number, first come, first serve, but attendees will be able to get gas cards, which will hopefully cover their cost of transportation to get to and from the event. Georgia Piedmont's actually partnering with some industries to provide some base level, ground level training to up to 3 people from each industry. So they'll be able to really get a crash course in industrial maintenance or in production and get a head start in that career. So I just wanted to give you an update on that. It's on our social media for the Economic Development Office. It's for Georgia Piedmont social media. So get in there, share that, pass it out to your constituents, please. Dr. Holston, the president's with me. He wants to give a quick college update as well.
Thank you, Mr. Chair and Commission. It's a pleasure to be here with you this evening. And I just wanted to come and stop by and tell you about some very exciting things that are happening at the college here in Newton County. One of the things that we're very excited about is Governor Kemp has sent us $2 million to build a new commercial truck driving range here on our Bob Williams Parkway campus. And we're really excited about that. So we're going to have a new carousel. We're going to have some new trucks out there. We're going to be training students. And you all know, I know a lot of us have been hitting that order now on that Amazon account that we have. So we've been ordering a lot of things, and we're all feeling the effects of supply chain and those sorts of things. So that's what this is about. It's about training truck drivers. And when they leave us, they average somewhere around $55,000 up to about $65,000 per year coming out the door. So that's a great opportunity for our citizens. We're really excited about that opportunity to provide that right here in Newton County. Another thing that I would like to let you all know is that we're actually investing about $3.5 million in our campuses here in Newton County. Those campuses are long overdue for an update. I'm going to my 4th year at the college. So there'll be a new look exteriorly, but also on the inside of the college, so that when our students come to campus, when our citizens come to campus, they feel a sense of pride and a sense of collegiality once they come on campus. And we think we can do a much better job at that. So we're also expanding new programs in that way. So I just wanted to take a moment just to thank you all for your support and let you know that, I'm invested. The college is invested in this community. I live in this community. But we're really excited about the things that are happening here at the college, especially the job fair. We love to help people get jobs. So that concludes my comments.
100% placement, right?
100% job placement. So every single student that graduates from our college, they get a job. In fact, most of them, the employers can't wait. They hire them while they're sitting in the chairs learning, and we have to kind of negotiate, okay, if you want them to continue to grow with your company, let's keep them there and keep them training. So we're real proud of that as well. So it's a job guarantee, essentially. Low cost, no cost opportunity. So thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. That's all I have in the chairman's report. Mr. Sims.
Thank you, sir. So I would like to report out for the month of March, just a few notable activities and a few of our highlights for the month of March. From our Animal Services Department, we had 143 free pet vaccinations, and they were conducted on March 26 at Turner Lake Park. We've had 146 adoptions from January through March. From our Building Services Department, we've completed all roofing projects that were part of a storm damage insurance claim. Facilities included were our Judicial Center, a courthouse, administration building, and the Health Department. Our Parks and Recreation, youth baseball has started. We currently have 948 registered participants, 514 boys, 299 girls, 62 4-year-old co-ed team, and we have 73 in our Miracle League. For our PIO update, we have Facebook reached 46,676 in the month of March, compared to only 15,761 in February. Our Instagram reach out, we reached 1,000 in March in comparison to only 38 in February. In March, we also had 70 new followers on Facebook for a total of 15,353 and 18 new Instagram users. We also saw a drastic increase total of our increase of interaction on Facebook in comparison from March this year in comparison to February, a 43% increase. For our Public Works Department, we had 2,869 bags of trash were picked up from our local roadways, 11.5 tons of trash taken to the landfill. Our Transportation Department received an $800,000 grant from GDOT for a trail along the Fairview Road. Our Senior Services, they had 26 new seniors that were registered for the month of March. Our total senior enrollment is 606 year-to-date. And our Water Services Director, James Brown, will be a part of a fly-in where water professionals across the country were invited to participate in such a huge initiative for current and future water-related issues. And this is a huge opportunity for our director being invited to this activity. So these are the highlights for the month of March. Going forward, we would also have a monthly report we're gonna bring out and roll out for our elected officials. That's it, sir.
Thank you, sir. Next, guys, is consent agenda. I seek a motion that we approve, please. It's a motion by Commissioner Edwards and second by Commissioner Mason. Any discussion? All in favor? Pass 5-0. Thank you so much. Next is our public hearing tonight. Guys, I want to make note that it's not scheduled for 7:30, so I want to make sure if anybody checking, it's not scheduled for 7:30. At this time, Ms. Shana, if you guys would please come on up. Thank you so much for being here tonight.
Good evening, Chairman, Commissioners. We just have one item today from Development Services. It is a discussion and consideration of approval of the transmittal resolution R04052022 and report for the fiscal year 21 CIE and short-term work program to send to the DCA for review for approval. And because Newton County collects impact fees, we do have to update this report annually and send it up to the DCA for approval in order for us to maintain our qualified local government status. And each commissioner was provided with the report that we have. And these are some of the projects that were identified. I have worked with the other departments to update this data. So these are the projects that we have here. It's basically from the library or transportation department or parks and recreation. And it shows the current status and the dates that they have been updated to for an expected date of completion. We do have 2 projects that were completed since our last approval last year, and that would be the fire station number 8, as well as the new animal control facility, which was expanded. So those 2 are completed, and they're highlighted in blue on your report. And for our capital improvement projects, the library, we do have a library collection volume 2, which does qualify for impact fees, and they have that scheduled to be done by 2023, of course, pending available funds. And completed projects would include Oak Hill Branch Library and the library collection volumes from earlier years. For the Parks and Recreation, we have multiple districts that have community parks that are earmarked, as well as extension of the Cricket Frog Trail and expansion for the Denny Dobbs Park, which are just some of the projects that we have in this area. And for our capital improvement projects for roads, we've identified, these are some of the roads that qualify for impact fees. And it's the widening of Brown Bridge, Crowell, and Covington Bypass roads, and the resurfacing of Flat Shoals, Gum Creek, and Lower River Road. Those have already started. And these projects were identified by the Transportation Director. Oh, and this is just a summary of our impact fee fund balance. So the library, as of fiscal year June 30th, 2021, they were in a deficit for approximately $92,000. Parks and Recreation, their impact fee fund balance is $830,157.80. For roads, they're at approximately $2.5 million. And we have the rest as admin and the CIE. So the total impact fee fund balance as of June 30th, 2021, would be $3,394,172.44. And just to recap, the request today is to approve this report so it can be sent up to DCA. Once DCA approves it, it will be brought back before the board for adoption. And this allows us to keep our local government status. Are there any questions?
Thank you. I'm gonna open it up now. Okay. We'll come back to the commissioners. It's approximately 7:17. We're gonna open it up now for our public hearing portion. The applicant, which is the county. We allow 10 minutes for those that want to speak in favor tonight. You may come at this time. You have 10 minutes to do so if you want to speak in favor tonight. Anyone want to speak in favor tonight? That portion is closed. We also allow 10 minutes for those that want to oppose tonight. You may come at this time. Please state your name and your address for the record, please. Anyone want to oppose tonight? Anyone would like to oppose tonight? Thank you. That portion of public hearing is closed. Ms. Shana, if you would, please. Commissioners, I seek a motion, please.
We're looking for a motion to adopt the resolution, transmittal resolution?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay. Do I need to read the entire?
You're just going to make a motion to approve the transmittal of this to the Department of Community Affairs.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. At this time, I'd like to make a motion to approve the transmittal of R04052022.
Thank you, sir. Can I get a second, please? It's been motioned by, thank you, sir. It's been motioned by Commissioner Edwards and second by Commissioner Mason. Any discussion? Commissioner Sanders.
Shane, if you don't mind, can you go back to the one that had the roads, the widening of the roads? So this is what, this is a question. This is what we're requesting from GDOT to fund the roads? This, and maybe Patrick
these are the projects. It will be partly funded by GDOT and it is also eligible for impact fee funding as well. And 75% has been identified.
Because it says the project started this year, and I spoke to the Chester, and I heard, and maybe he might be here, he said we haven't had the funding for it. So I was looking at the year of the start date.
The only one that he's identified as started is the resurfacing of the Flat Shoals, Gum Creek, and the Lower River Road. The other three are pending available funds.
Okay, that's what I'm asking.
Any more discussion? All in favor? I'm sorry. Any more discussion? Jarvis?
I just wanted the motion to also include the FY20 CIE short-term work plan. I think that's need to be included as well. It was two things.
I'm sorry, can you restate that, please?
Just the motion also needed to include the resolution number that was listed, as well as the report for the FY20 CIE STWP short-term work plan.
Yes, FY20, yeah.
You want to amend your motion,
You want me to restate?
please?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. So at this time, I'd like to move for approval of transmittal resolution R04052022 and the report for the FY20 CIE/STWP. Sorry.
And It's 21.
Thank you, sir.
21.
It's been motioned and
Chairman, if
second.
I may,
I'm sorry?
it's the FYE 21.
21.
So I do apologize if,
Guys, please make that note on your agenda. FY 21. FY 21. Thank you.
Yes.
Any more discussion? All in favor? Thank you. Pass 5-0.
thank you.
Thank you so much. Next is board and discussion consideration of Parks Recreation Department. Mr. Dwayne Mass, sir, if you would, please come on up.
Hey, thank you, Mr. Chairman. Good evening, Commissioners. What we're looking for here is approval to be able to resurface all of our tennis courts and our basketball courts throughout the county. That will include 2 at Denny Dobbs. That will include tennis court at Beaver. Mayor Fowler has a tennis court and a basketball court, and we have 4 tennis courts at City Pond. This company will come in, fill all the cracks, reseal the courts, repaint them, restripe them. Also at Beaver, we'll be adding pickleball lines. We've had some citizens there that would like to do that. We'll also be restriping Trailblazer. We'll be restriping that court. So that will include all of our courts in the county.
And it is budgeted.
Yes, and that's coming splossed.
Thank you, sir. Commissioners, I seek a motion, please.
So move.
Thank you, sir. Can I get a second? Second. It's been motioned by Commissioner Henderson and second by Commissioner Mason. Any discussion? Commissioner Henderson?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I know that like at Trailblazer, we do have a restroom out there. And I know at Nelson Heights, because we have opened up the basketball court, we do need a restroom. I think I had kind of mentioned that about 3 weeks ago. We had the chief of police and we had several churches, organizations out there using the basketball court. And we still do not have a outside restroom for them to use. And so we're hoping that we can maybe get one out there until we can finally go ahead and build a restroom that we had originally asked for about 2 years ago.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Any more discussion? All in favor? It passed 5-0.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Next, you might want to stay board discussion consideration. Recreation Department, Mr. Dwayne Mass, and is Jeff Bryan coming with you, or?
Yes. And I think this first one is for Parks and Rec period to keep a task order with Jeff to do some of our projects that we've got coming up. You know, we've wrapped up some of the projects we've been working on, and we would like to keep Jeff on to, like I said, help us oversee some projects that we've got coming up over the next year.
Thank you, sir. And it is budgeted.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Commissioners, I seek a motion, please. Can I get a second, please? Can I get a second, please?
Would you repeat yourself, if it's okay?
Which one?
Yeah.
Okay. I apologize. I had the wrong one. So it's this is for Spring Hill Park. Yes, I'm sorry. And Jeff may want to say a little bit on this, but that would have him to kind of take the lead on taking this park and getting everything ready to do construction.
Thank you, sir. And it is budgeted.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Seek a motion, please. Hey, guys, listen. Can we, from the ones that's presented and the commissioners, guys, can we talk in the microphone, please? That way everybody can hear. Go
Can you
ahead.
hear it now?
Yes,
You want me to repeat it?
please, sir.
Okay, I'd like to make a motion to approve the $78,000 expenditure for Amendment 1, Extension Project Management Services for Spring Hill Community Park.
Thank you. Can I get a second, please?
Second.
Thank you, sir. It's been motioned by Commissioner Cowan and second by Commissioner Henderson. Any discussion? Commissioner Henderson.
I've been kind of out in the community, and I guess this was Mr. Jeff. Would they have a walking area around that particular park, at some part? Okay, I wanted to be sure, because that was something that people
Yes, sir.
constantly asking me. Okay, thank you.
Yes, sir. The intent is to move forward with the master plan that we presented out to the committee. Yes, sir.
Any more discussion? All in favor? Thank you. It passed 5-0. Next, item number 12. Dwayne?
Yeah, so this is a request for approval of task order for the West Side Youth Facility at Fairview Community Park for $93,600, and it is also budgeted.
Thank you, sir. I seek a motion, please.
I make a motion to approve the Park and Recreation Department to require approval of the task order number 14 for project management service for West Side Youth Community Park at Fairview Community Park for $93,600.
Second.
It's been motioned by Commissioner Sanders and second by Commissioner Henderson. Any discussion? All in favor? It passes 5-0. Thank you. Item 13.
So 13 would be a task order for Ascension Project Management for the Newton County Parks and Recreation projects moving forward for $62,400, and that is budgeted and splossed.
Thank you, sir. I seek a motion, please.
So moved and stated by Mr. Dwayne.
Thank you, sir. Can I get a second? Thank you, sir. It's been motioned by Commissioner Henderson and second by Commissioner Edwards. Any discussion? All in favor? Pass 5-0. Thank you. Mr. Mass, item 14.
All right, last one. This is also for, this is to complete the skate park out at Denny Dobbs Park, and that is for, Jeff has already gotten started on getting some of that. Just it's going to be a phase 2. So we've already done, naturally phase 1 is completed, so this is splossed also.
Thank you, sir. I seek a motion, please.
Mr. Chair, I'd like to make a motion to request approval of Amendment 1 at Phase 2 Denny Dobbs Skate Park for Grind Line Skate Parks Incorporated for the cost of $750,000.
Can I get a second, please? It's been motioned by Commissioner Mason and second by Commissioner Henderson. Any discussion? All in favor? It passed 5-0. Thank you, sir.
Thank you
Greatly
very much.
appreciate you.
Thank you.
Next is item number 15, board discussion and consideration, senior services. Mr. Jeff Bryan.
Yes, sir. So this is similar services for me to manage the senior services expansion phase 2 project.
Thank you, sir. Guys, I seek a motion, please.
So moved and stated by Mr. Jeff.
Second.
It's been motioned by Commissioner Henderson and second by Commissioner Mason. Any discussion? Commissioner Henderson.
The senior service is really just booming. It's so many of us seniors out there, until we're probably going to need another expansion by the time we get through with this expansion.
We'll start that process tomorrow. We've already got a meeting to talk about that. Also, just to clarify too, is that one of the things that we're doing is that that's going to be a design build process that we're putting out, like we've done on summer projects, and the Parks and Rec projects will be design builds. We're basically going to put an RFP out for both of those, so we can kind of keep one contractor doing on both of those. And then on West Side and on Spring Hill, we'll be putting out an RFP for design services similarly, the same way.
Any more discussion? All in favor? It passes 5-0. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Next is item number 16. Greg Mann, sir, if you come on down. Information Service Department.
Good evening.
Good evening.
I'm here this evening to ask approval of a contract with AT&T for one of their managed network security services products. It's called Alien Vault. What this does is this aggregates logs from all of our network monitoring devices and gives us some really clear insight as to what is going on our network, and is able to give us a lot of advanced and a lot of real-time alerts. And it's really going to give us a shot in the arm as far as all the manual monitoring that we're having to do. It's going to give us a lot of capability as far as relieving some of that human interaction and bring a lot more software security and a lot more automation. And it's also going to help me sleep a whole lot better at night.
Thank you, sir. Board, I seek a motion, please.
So move as stated by the Information Systems Director.
Second. Go ahead.
Who had? Yeah. Commissioner? Who did? Right. Thank you. It's been motioned by Commissioner Edwards and second by Commissioner Cowan. Any discussion? All in favor? Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Next is board discussion consideration, agriculture resource extension. Ms. Ashley Bess and Ms. Brittany. Guys, if you would come on down.
Good evening.
Good evening.
There was an extension van that was totaled in the county parking lot several months ago, and it was a newer vehicle, so it had less than 1,000 miles on it. So we actually ended up getting around $10,000 more in insurance money than what we actually paid for the vehicle and what a new vehicle will pay, which is the opposite of pretty much everything I've come to y'all lately because we've needed more money. So the extension is requesting to utilize $10,000 of that to purchase a printer. Is that pretty much?
It's a poster printer, and we have several other things that we'd like to purchase as well.
And it also will be after this fiscal year because the van is currently on the assembly line. So we want to transfer the 39 that they need to purchase the van to capital improvement so they can utilize that next year when the van actually comes in. So are there any questions?
Thank you so much. Let me get a motion first. Guys, I seek a motion. Thank you, ma'am. Can I get a second? Second. It's been motioned by Commissioner Sanders and second by Commissioner Mason. Any discussion, guys? All in favor? It passes 4-0. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next is board discussion consideration, Office of County Manager. Mr. Randy Corner is here today. If you would please come on up.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. My name is Randy Connor. I'm the Special Projects Coordinator with the City of Covington. Latter part of 2021, after receiving a lot of requests and a lot of inquiries from tourists coming into the city and local residents, the city installed a 2-post electric vehicle charging station at our Welcome Center on Oak Street. This was kind of an experiment. Let's see how it worked, and it's been a resounding success. It's been in constant use, at least one, and most of the time 2 of the posts are occupied at all the times. In roughly 2008, we did a study that was conducted in conjunction with the Department of Energy about locations for additional charging stations in the city. One of the locations that was identified is directly behind the the building we're in here, right behind the old courthouse. And it's the location where the commissioner parking spaces are at currently. What we're requesting is approval from the board to install an electric vehicle charging station that will occupy 2 of those spaces that are currently designated for commissioners. After some discussion, we will approach our street department about designating 2 spaces beside the building to replace the 2 that we will be occupying in the rear. We will put 2 spaces beside the building to accommodate commissioners to replace the 2 that we would be occupying. The location, we looked at a number of other locations in the parking lot, but this location allows us to protect the charging post from contact with automobiles, and it's also right next to our transformer, which would mean it'll cost us, in addition to the purchase of the unit, which we've already bought, it'll only cost us about $1,000 to put it together. If we looked at putting it possibly in the front of the building, but conservatively, the cost to do that was going to be between $40,000 and $50,000. So what our request is for the board to allow us to use 2 of the designated spaces in the rear.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Sims, do you want to explain the move down?
Sure, the parking spots, thank you, sir. So staff, we have reviewed the parking spaces, and we have identified 2 additional parking spaces to accommodate the commissioners. I am willing to move my parking spot to one of the new parking spots, so the commissioners would just move down 1 spot, as well as the other vacant spot will be available now for the commissioners.
So the only thing will change, to make sure we make it a little bit more easy, the only thing will change, commissioners, is that your space would go down 2.
It would shift just down to parking spaces.
Really be the only change, so.
That's correct.
Yeah. Okay. All right. And I seek a motion, guys, and this is completely funded through the city?
Yes, the city will it's 100% funded by the city of Covington.
Thank you, sir. Guys, I seek a motion, please.
So moved.
Thank you, sir.
Second.
It's been motioned by Commissioner Edwards and second by Commissioner Mason. Any discussion? Commissioner Henderson?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I mean, it doesn't matter to me if I had a parking space or not, because I can always park somewhere else, because I typically park over at the bank parking lot space. But what I'm a little concerned about is that, have you been there at Mystic Grill when all those people be there and the big old bus be out there and all that stuff? I don't see how they would, sometimes you can't get in there yourself if you wanted to park there. So how, I mean, so I guess I'm asking, how would that fit in with all the people who be at Mr. Grills and all the visitors and et cetera, who be there in that big old bus that be parked there? Because at certain times, you can't even get in back there, nobody. So,
and also delivery vehicles as well.
Absolutely.
I mean, there are, but these 2 spaces are the best location for it. And a lot of times what you'll find is the people who will be using these spaces are actually dining at the Mystic Grill and some of our restaurants on the square. So hopefully we can keep the buses from being there for a length of time that's going to block those spaces, which we try to do, because obviously parking is at a premium in the downtown area, but we feel like this is the best solution for it.
Thank you. Commissioner Sanders and then Commissioner Cowell.
What signage or anything you're going to put up to stop people just from parking there? Because people even park in the commissioners' parking spaces and they don't care.
Basically, they will be painted green, and there will be signage posted, as well as in the space itself. It will be posted, and they will be painted green So they will stand out more so than they do now. And I do know that, yes, I've noticed you commissioners drive a lot of different types of cars for some reason.
Hold on, Commissioner Cowan first. Commissioner Cowan.
Randy, is this going to be allowed for golf carts or just vehicles?
No,
only?
this will be automobiles. It will not be, right, it would not fit, it'd blow the golf cart up.
Okay.
But yeah, this will be just automobiles. It would not be golf carts.
Okay, thank you.
Commissioner Henderson.
That's my last question. Is there a charge for charging those vehicles? I kind of left out for a minute.
Currently there is not. There may be in the future, but currently there is no charge for it.
Thank you. Commissioner, that was your question? Okay, good.
Yes, sir, just observation, if we have illegal parking out there, just like now similar, the vehicles will be towed.
Thank you. You had something, Commissioner Mason? No. Thank you. Any more discussion? All in favor? Thank you. Pass 5-0.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Next is item number 19, board discussion consideration, Office of County Manager requesting approval of the Board of Commissioners to extend the contract agreement between the Georgia Board of Regents of the University of Georgia. Mr. Sims.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Chair. So we received a contract from our partner, the Cooperative Extension Services, about a contract for the amount of $58,288. This is a contract that we are in support of, and UGA, they're here to answer any questions.
Thank you so much. Guys, I seek a motion, please. It's been motioned by Commissioner Edwards and second by Commissioner Sanders. Any discussion? All in favor? Thank you so much. It passed 5-0. Thank you, Ashley. Next is item number 20. Board discussion, consideration, Public Works. Mr. Tony Wright, if you would, please come on down, sir. Thank you for being here tonight.
Good evening, all. Yes, I'm here to request that the board award bid number 22-10, County Road 511, Brown Bridge Road over Yellow River, PI 0015096 to Wright Brothers Construction for the cost of $8,109,119.82.
Thank you, sir. Commissioners, I seek a motion, please.
So moved.
Thank you, sir. Can I get a second?
Second.
Thank you, sir. It's been motioned by Commissioner Henderson and second by Commissioner Cowan. Any discussion? All in favor? I'm sorry. Commissioner Cowan?
That ARC is at Atlanta Regional Commission,
Yes, that's correct.
and then 20% from our SPLOST.
Yes.
Thank you.
Any more discussion? All in favor? It passes 5-0. Thank you so much. Next is board discussion consideration. Tax Commissioner Office requests a waiver. Mr. Jordan, if you would, please come on up.
Good evening, Chairman and fellow commissioners.
Good evening, sir.
I'm here today just to point out a Georgia law, constitutional law, as it relates to the waiving of penalties and interest. Code section 485-242. I don't know if you all had a chance to read it, but.
Yeah, go ahead. Yes, you can read it if you want to.
Well, actually, only, you got the attorney here. I would rather for him to kind of go ahead and.
I'd be happy to explain what this is about. Georgia law provides the tax commissioner in each county to waive penalties and interest that accrue on an unpaid tax bill with the approval of the Board of Commissioners. The Board of Commissioners can either grant that approval, just say, do it, or the Board of Commissioners can approve it on a case-by-case basis. And so this board has never simply given carte blanche approval to the tax commissioner. So in order for the tax commissioner to waive penalties and interest, this board must approve his decision to make that waiver. And keep in mind, you're not waiving the tax bill, you're only waiving penalties and interest. And I don't know how those are calculated exactly. I'm sure you can tell us. It's an interest amount and a flat fee penalty, I think.
Correct. There's an interest amount, which is 2.5%, and then the penalty is 120 days after, and it's at 5%. But the reason why we're here right now, it's becoming more common as we aggressively collect back taxes. A lot of people are wanting to come in and pay the back taxes, but don't want to pay the penalties and interest. Now, the law is very clear on the reason why you would waive the penalties and interest. And as I always say, I'm always going to adhere to what the law is saying. So that's why we're here now. I think we have a citizen here. I would like for them to come forward and present their case to you all. And going forward, I think we kind of make sure we adhere to what the law is saying and come up with a policy and have an idea of what we need to do.
How you doing, sir?
How you doing, brother? How you
Doing well. Thank you for being here tonight.
Okay.
I would like for him to talk from my mouth.
I come in here, I have a friend, he got a bad health, and he don't have Medicare, he don't have food, nothing. I'm just try help him for, I don't want to lose his property. So I come and pay for, but I hope can you work with me a little bit for this amount. I know it's $2,000, like $200, and yeah, just it is about a friend that I come and help him for. I don't want to lose his property. So he got an issue problem, health problem. So yeah, he don't have food stamp, he don't have work, he don't can work really. So yeah, it's just it.
Thank you, sir. You had anything else, Mr. Jordan?
Again, I just want to stress the fact that the law is very clear, and we definitely have to adhere to what the law is saying. So with that being said, I think it relies on this body to make a decision on whether I should waive the penalties and interest.
I seek a motion, please. Commissioner Cowan.
This is in District 5. I'm going to make a motion that we not approve the waiver of penalties and interest and open that up for discussion.
Can I get a second, please?
Second.
Thank you, Commissioner. It's been motioned by Commissioner Cowan and second by Commissioner Henderson. Commissioner Henderson.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Well, if my memory serves me right, I think Commissioner Jordan came to us when you first was elected to office, and he was saying that he wanted to be able to make the decisions the same as the prior tax commissioner, Ms. Barbara Dingler, and that was that he could make those decisions in his office rather than coming to the board and, council, and I'm going to put it in my terms, bring this to us to make a decision on something that he easily could have made in his office rather than coming here. And so, and maybe, and I'm asking this to the county attorney, how can we, or what can we do for him to be able to make that decision rather than coming before the board, if that is what the board wants?
If what the board wanted to do going forward was to allow that authority to be vested in the tax commissioner without having to come to you, the board could adopt that resolution. I would recommend, since it's not on tonight's agenda, and it's kind of a big deal to do that, I would recommend, if that's something the board wants to consider, put it on a future agenda. One of the things I would suggest to you is that doing that often creates friction between boards of commissioners and tax commissioners. And I'm not suggesting that would happen, because I don't think there's any animosity here. But what that often does is puts you in a situation where you may end up adverse to one another. But that's certainly a decision that this board wants to make. We could accommodate. It's entirely up to the board. But it's my understanding also that the current arrangement is as it's been for the at least foreseeable past.
Yep. Okay, let me do Commissioner Sanders first. Commissioner Sanders, go ahead.
I just want to get clarity. So the previous tax commissioner was able to make decisions without the board?
No.
I don't believe that was the case.
No, ma'am.
Oh, okay.
No, I don't believe that's the case.
No, ma'am. The same process, Commissioner, is what we have before us now. Commissioner Cowan.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and no doubt my heart goes out to the people there for the additional charges. However, the county is, and it's just my perspective, I do a lot of real estate law. We're not in the business of financing people's tax bills. And that's basically what a finance or a penalty and tax penalty is a finance charge. Everybody else has to pay them. I think we're going to be opening a door that we don't want to open. And it's going to put a lot of burden on the tax commissioner to sit there and try to make judgment calls. I think that's unfair for him. I think this is, as much as sometimes I hate to say no, I think I have to say no in this situation here. I would not support it.
All in favor? Well, Commissioner Cowan made a motion that we not approve this, some action. And it was seconded by Commissioner Henderson. Yep. So now I'm calling for the vote. All in favor to support Commissioner Cowan's motion? Thank you. Stand denied. Thank you. Next is item 21A, the Salvation Army. The board has already voted on this, but I thought it was important for Patrick to come back and give us an update on the ARPA funds.
Yeah, thank you, Chair. So the board members, y'all may recall a couple of months ago, you authorized the agreement with the Salvation Army pursuant to which they would administer your homeowner and renter assistance funds, ARPA funds. The total allocation assigned to that project was $700,000. At the time the board approved it, there was one outstanding item, which was exactly how much the Salvation Army was going to charge the board to perform that service. We have since resolved that. The total charge that they will be assessing will be 15% of the funds that they receive. So on $700,000, that adds up to a little over $100,000. And just to remind the board how those funds will be allocated, or how those funds will be spent, the county, once the agreement is executed, and I believe I do have the executed copy from the Salvation Army, the county will pay over to the Salvation Army those funds on a quarterly basis. So it'll be $175,000 per quarter. The Salvation Army will then accept applications and administer the payments. They will report to you on a monthly basis as to the funds that have been paid out. And there are some qualification guidelines, and you may recall, rather than trying to make up qualification deadline or qualification requirements, We simply pulled down the federal government's housing assistance fund requirements, which this is the same project, but it's a different pot of money. And the best way I can explain it, the shortest and simplest way, is in order to qualify, you have to make no more than 150% of the median family income in Newton County. That's probably the best, shortest explanation. So it's a 150% median family income to qualify for that assistance. But after that, we leave it up to the Salvation Army. They, as you know, they administer a lot of other programs and assistance funds, and there may be times when they shuffle people or recommend somebody into a different pot of assistance. But that's the end result, and that was the only matter left for me to report back to the board. But you've already approved the project.
Yep. Commissioner Sanders?
With the medium income, Patrick, was that aligned with the Department of Treasury?
Yes, that's part of their housing, the federal government housing assistance fund requirements for participation, which is what we followed, even though the Treasury Department has not really spoken as to how we administer those. My expectation is they will, and they will require us to follow those housing assistance funds.
Thank you, sir. Next, I'm sorry, Commissioner Henderson, go ahead.
My question is how much might that be? I mean, yes.
I don't know. I'll find that out. I can. They would have updated that with the census, so I'll find out what that median income is.
If I may make a comment. As most of you know, this is for myself and Commissioner Mason. This campaigning time for us. And when you're out campaigning, you knock on doors and stuff. And when I knocked on several doors, it was people, especially in government housing, were being put outdoors. And I said, and they was asking me, said, well, where's the help that y'all had promised us in order to help us stay remain in our home for a little while longer with our kids? And that really made me sad, because we've been working for so long to give some assistance, while most of the other counties, surrounding counties, have ran out of money. And we're just now getting started, and it seems like it's going to be yet another delay. And it saddens me. And when I see the people in the community, at least I know in District 4, have been around the whole county being placed outdoors because they can't afford to pay their home for right now. They're trying to do better. Unemployment ran out. And so it just saddens me that we would we're still making prolonging this. And all the questions that we asked, in my opinion, should have been answered. Should have had the answers today, this evening, and we should be moving forward with it now.
Thank you, sir.
I'll just address that quickly. I can tell you that for the better part of 2 weeks, the Salvation Army has been working on finalizing their application materials. I did not check today what the status is, but the ball's firmly in the Salvation Army court now. So as soon as they're ready, I think we'll be ready. So we're kind of, I don't want to blame them because this is a big project. They're having to ramp up.
Yes, sir.
So we'll be ready as soon as they're ready.
Yes, sir. And on the other side, because it's in District 4, and I know the people who run the Salvation Army, they're saying it's us, it's not them.
Hey guys, listen. Thank you. Next is item 22, alcohol license. Final reading, Commissioner Mason, District 2.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I'd like to make a motion that we approve the final reading for United Brown Bridge Incorporated Foodland at 15036 Brown Bridge Road, Covington, Georgia 30016, for the applicant Rita Jerome in District 2.
Thank you, sir. Second. It's been motioned by Commissioner Mason and second by Commissioner Edwards. Any discussion? All in favor? It passes 5-0. Next is citizens' comments. This is an opportunity that we allow citizens to come up and make comments. You have 3 minutes to do so. Please state your name, your address for the record, please. Again, you have 3 minutes to do so. Please state your name, your address for the record, please. You may come at this time.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
My name is Lloyd Jackson. I'm the HOA president at the Reserve at Lakewood Estates, Covington, Georgia. I'm coming with a concern today as a gate that's blocking our back entrance to our subdivision. Our subdivision houses 985 homes. On March 23rd, we had a terrible house fire in our subdivision. It was late at night, probably 2:30 a.m., which was a late night. The fire truck engines was able to get in that night, but any other given day, during the day, we have parking issues. Our concern is our safety, one way in. We have families there, we have elderly living there alone. That gate is blocking an entrance that can save lives. Our time, the travel time that it take me to get from the back all the way around to the front, to the back of the subdivision, 8.5 minutes. That house burned down. Fortunately, it didn't catch fire with the other two buildings on the side of it. Give and take 8 minutes, fire would have gotten up maybe another 1,000 degrees. They'd have burned them all down, domino effect. My question here to you all is, what can we do and what procedures is in place with a subdivision, 985 homes, one way in, one way out? What do we do? What are the codes for that? What can we do to get that gate open?
Thank you, sir. You'll be able to speak with us after the board meeting, or you can talk directly to your commissioner. I think that's District 3, if I'm not mistaken. That's correct? That's District 3. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much. Anyone else?
Good evening, Commissioners, Chairman, Vice Chairman, and
Good evening,
fellow
sir.
committee commissioners. I'm Trevor Berry, President of Lyndhurst Estates, and Commissioner DeMond Mason's our commissioner. Thank you. Want to just take time out. We have a lot of new construction going on. We've built, the builders have built about 16 new homes in the community in the last year and 4 months. And from my understanding, per the real estate agent, we have about 68 to maybe 80 homes that they're going to be building on the far end of Lyndhurst Estate. We have an issue that we've had some theft that's been taking place, and we spoke to Snap and Shows a while back, and they kind of passed the buck on to the county and just wanted clarity with the commissioners to go on record, as well as County Attorney Distinguished Juxeta. We want to make sure who's responsible for the lights. We need new lights in the community, and there's a lot of money that's being put in our community, and we're there, living there while they're building homes. We just want to get clarity as to what direction that we need to seek help to get some new lights in our community. We're a high tax dollar community, and Newton County, we make sure we pay our bills, and we just want to make sure that our due diligence is taking place. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Again, so the way it works is that you make your statement, and either directly after the meeting, you can speak directly with your commissioner, or what that would be the office of the county manager to assist you with doing that, because it falls upon the operations. But thank you so much for.
Thank you.
And they will talk to you after the board meeting.
Thank you, Chairman. Thank you
sir.
all for your time.
Thank you. Anyone else?
Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
I'm Frederick Johnson. I live at 1036 Highway 162, Covington, out in the Spring Hill district, let's put it that way. But anyway, I want to thank Mr. Cowan for working so hard to try to get us a park out there in the Spring Hill area, and looking forward to seeing some work done. So I asked a couple of questions up at Mike. I noticed he talked about redoing the bridge over the Yellow River, Brown Bridge Road in the Yellow River. When is the estimated time that's gonna start? Anybody know? Because I'm gonna be asked, you know, when I tell them what's going on.
You can ask Tony once
Tony,
you sit down.
Okay, the next thing, the property that I was trying to get tax exempt, where was that located? Whose property was that?
So if you actually go ahead and ask your questions, we'll follow up with you directly.
Yeah, okay, that's what I just want to know. I mean, I'll look it up and see. I served on the tax board of equalization for 15 years, so, you know, I was just curious about, you know, what was what, you know.
Yeah.
Other than that, y'all doing a pretty good job, so just keep it up.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. And that address is on your paperwork. That address is on your paperwork. Yeah. Anyone else? Yeah. Anyone else? Commissioner Mason? Commissioner Edwards? Sorry. Nah, not.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I am forgettable. So
I'm sorry?
I am forgettable. So.
Oh, okay.
First of all, to the young man that spoke about the incident in Commissioner Sanders' District 3, if I'm not mistaken, there are federal, I don't know if I can call it a federal ordinance that requires now, I don't know about when this subdivision was platted, but requires 2 entrances for X number of houses now. So that may be a solution, that may be a solution going forward. I don't know what to do about that particular incident. I just don't know. But I know those issues have come up since the economic downturn in 07, 08, 09, that subdivisions were platted, and now that they've been sold and they're kicking off again, the new developers are trying to circumvent that rule, that ordinance, that law. And they're trying to go with the 1 entrance as opposed to 2. Mm-hmm. So we got to look at real close at what we asked the fire marshal to do at our request. So there's that. Secondly, and I don't know if this is, I think I talked to Commissioner Cowan beforehand. I don't know if this is, I really don't know if it's District 5 or District 4. But I read in the Covington News online, there's a PUD zoning on Daring Road, planned urban development approved by this board in 1998 for multi-family dwellings. And my ask is going to be, County Manager Sims, is that we get with planning and zoning and get a list of all those with that particular zoning, use that acronym. PUD. I would like to I'd like for us, this board, to have an awareness of the remaining, those that are in this, remaining in the county with that zoning overlay. We have enough multifamily in this county, in my opinion, my humble opinion. So I'd like to know what those are, if you don't mind. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Commissioner Mason.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Yes, sir.
I wanted to address the concern from Mr. Berry in the Lyndhurst Estate subdivision. What we can do is I'll give you the contact information for our development services. You would contact development services for a street light petition. And then they'll be able to walk you through that petition. Once the petition is completed, Then it'll be on the agenda. It'll come back before the Board of Commissioners. Once it is approved by this board, then Snapping Shows will actually install the lights. Once they install the lights, they will actually charge the county for those lights, and then all of the property owners in Lyndhurst Estates would then repay the county via your tax bill. So that's kind of how that will work. So I'll get you in contact with our development services so that you can get that street light petition started, and we can start working on that. And then if I need to be of any assistance to help with that, I can definitely do that as well. That was all I had, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. Commissioner Sanders.
Yes, sir. Just to address Mr. Jackson, thank you so much for bringing that to our attention. I did have a conversation with our county manager on yesterday, and our county attorney and I were just discussing it back here. So we will try to get something done, and I'll try to introduce you to our county manager at the end of the meeting. So thank you so much for bringing that forth. And that's basically all I have, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, ma'am. Commissioner Henderson.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I was, I was contacted, and then I seen on Facebook and about Oracle School, and the fact that we may be looking at, and I don't know whether it's true or not, I guess I need to go direct to the county manager and to the chairman, at pushing it down. And it would have been nice if somebody would have had a conversation with me, because first of all, it's in District 4, and secondly, I might have a little history of that particular building. And the building is made up in the old days, in the 60s. It was on a black historical school in Newton County. But we didn't know then it was asbestos all through the building. So I think Mr. Roth filed a purchase it for, this is $10,000, $12,000. And eventually, over time, he sold it to us, and I remember making the motion. So the question then comes, if you push it down, say, why didn't they push it down? Put a new school there. Because of the asbestos. It gets in the air. We know asbestos causes cancer, and they didn't want to expose the college student, nor Carson Trail, people live in Carson Trail, nor Geiger Street, to asbestos. So the remedy was to keep it, make sure you paint it, and it will last for a long time, and maybe expand on it. And the DMV, I think, from what I heard, it wasn't going to push it down. So people going in and getting a driver's license, if they push it down, they'll be exposed to that particular dust too. So I think if that's what the people want, we haven't had a meeting with the people. If that's what the people want, at least have a meeting with the people of that community and tell them their risk is for pushing it down and how the asbestos issue should be addressed. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Commissioner Cowan.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'm excited about the Spring Hill Park, Mr. Johnson, too. So we're looking forward to that. I think we've got a good plan in place, and we'll start seeing a little bit more information come out for everybody to take a look at. And I think it's going to be a nice park out there for everybody.
Mr. Sims.
Yes, sir. I just wanted to make everyone aware about our Easter egg hunt scheduled for April 9th. It starts at 11 a.m. at the recreation, actually City Pond Park at 13501 City Pond Road. It's from 11 a.m. and the first 100 kids will receive free goodie bags. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Guys, I do know that it's spring break, but we do need to have an executive session tonight. I know you guys want to get out of here, but we do need a quick executive session tonight. So I seek a motion that we move into executive session, please.
For pending litigation.
Yep, pending litigation. So it was a motion by Commissioner Edwards and a second by Commissioner Mason. All in favor? Thank you. We stand in executive session, guys.